Hey, it's Zoe, and today we will be talking about unusual missing person cases. These are the cases where people seem to vanish into thin air, never to be seen again. And a lot of these cases date back to the 1700s. But these are different types of disappearance cases. These are the cases where people vanish in full view of other people. The first case happened in the 1760s in the English town of Shepton Mallet. There lived a man in his 70s by the name of Owen Parfitt. He was very sick and he couldn't do anything on his own. The only help he really got was from his sister. So he would either be in bed or his sister would help him go outside and sit on the porch. One day, his sister was inside making a meal, and she thought it was getting cold outside, so she went to get her brother. But when she did, he was gone. This was strange because he couldn't move on his own. She asked the neighbors and looked around, but he was never found. The next case was in the 1800s. It was on the night of November 25th, 1809. A man named Benjamin Bathurst was on his way to Berlin. On the way there, he made a stop to the town of Perleberg. He wanted to get some new horses, and he also wanted to have a hot meal. When the horses were ready and he finished his meal, he told his assistant he would wait in the carriage, but later when he came back, Benjamin was gone. So immediately they put a search party together, complete with dogs and house-to-house searches. They even searched nearby rivers, but he was never found. The next case was in 1815. At a prison, there was a prisoner by the name of Diderot, and he was doing a 10-year sentence. So one day, he was being led through the exercise yard covered in chains in a line with other prisoners, when Diderot suddenly began to literally fade away. His body became transparent until his empty chains fell to the ground in front of 30 people. Everyone was stunned, but there was nothing they could do, so they called it an act of God and went on. There was another case that happened in 1873. It was in Leamington Spa, England. There was a shoemaker by the name of James Watson. He was with his friends when he decided to make a bet with them. He said he could run without stopping all the way to Coventry, which was 16 miles away. His friends, of course, didn't believe him, so they took him up on his bet. His friends got on a carriage to go behind him while he ran. He ran for a few miles without any problems, and his friends started to think they might lose the bet, but then he tripped. He fell forward, but never hit the ground. Instead, he disappeared, never to be seen again, in front of his friends' eyes. This next case happened in April of 1959. There was a man named Bruce Campbell who was driving with his wife to go visit their son. At one point, they decided to go sleep at a hotel. It was a motel in Jacksonville, Illinois. They both fell asleep, but when his wife woke up, her husband was gone. But what was strange is her husband's clothes were still in the spot where he was sleeping. His suitcases were still there in the room. Even his personal belongings like his wallet was still there, but he was gone. Even after an investigation, he was never found. There was a case in 1975 involving a couple named Jackson and Martha Wright. They were driving from New Jersey to New York City. They were driving through the Lincoln Tunnel when they noticed a large amount of condensation on the windows. It was so much they could barely see. So Jackson pulled over to wipe the fog off his windows. When Jackson turned to look at his wife, she was gone. And I know this looks suspicious even on Jackson's part, especially when I went to the police to talk about this, but they did an investigation and they found nothing. Martha Wright's disappearance is still unsolved to this day. The last case we have is from 2007 on July 8th. This is about a person who just seemed to step off the face of the earth. 55-year-old Barbara Bollock was on a hike with her friend. They were in Montana's Bitterroot Mountains. At one point, her friend stopped to admire the scenery, and when he turned around to look at her, she was gone. But this was strange because he heard her footsteps. But then when he turned around to look at her, she wasn't there. The police did a full search of the area, and they also had no reason to suspect her friend had done anything, but she was never found again. Hey guys, guess who's back from the dead? It's me. I'm so sorry I haven't uploaded in so long. I'm gonna try to upload more. I just want to say I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching, and I guess see you in my next video.